Well, April is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. But explaining autism and other disabilities to kids, it can be difficult, which is why author and friend of the show, Sara Furlong, back on the show, created Every Brain is Beautiful series and joins us now with more on this. Great to see you, Sara.
Nice to be back, Tim. Thanks for having me.
No problem. We have a couple things we want to get to. Let's start with the book series. And where does the book series stem from?
So what it stems from is my son is autistic, and when he was diagnosed, there was no real great resources to explain to a child about their neurodiversity. And not understanding how your brain works can be very difficult, because then you just get labeled as someone who's lazy or bad or doesn't pay attention well, as opposed to realizing that your brain just works differently. And that's where this whole series came from. So we have the Every Brain is Beautiful, which explains neurodiversity in general. It explains just that kids are different, every brain is different, every brain is beautiful.
These books, you wrote these books, you did the research on these books. Where did you get the research from?
A lot of it came from going through it myself, and then researching different resources, looking at different types of things, how kids' brains work, and then putting together a way to explain that your brain's different and that's okay, and not letting them think that there's no struggles. Like, these talk about the fact that you do struggle, but here's how you can help yourself. Here's things that you can do. So again, it's not dismissing it, but it's also making it understandable. So we have autism, ADHD, OCD, giftedness, and anxiety, as these are all things that kids can be diagnosed with and not understand what that means.
But it's also to kids that maybe are not diagnosed with it, and just to learn more about it.
100%, for a classroom to understand how different brains work, as well as siblings, because sometimes it's hard for siblings to understand why one child is treated a different way, not understanding that it's because their brain works differently and they can't be talked to the same way as they can be.
And they're easy read books that you can read along with your with your child.
Yeah, they're just big, simple, nice to see, and they're easy for a child to read and not be left feeling bad about themselves. Instead, they're left feeling positive and that their brain is perfect the way that it is.
Did you do the illustrations too?
Yes.
Did you really?
Yes.
Oh, look at you, that's amazing. Okay, so where can we get these books?
So you can get them on Amazon.
Okay.
You can get them on my website. Amazon's probably the easiest way for most people
your
to get
website
them.
is?
My website is Junior Detective Agency.
Junior Detective Agency. We'll hook that up with our website. But there's something else that we want to get to on this side of the table.
Absolutely. So the True Inclusion Foundation is something that I started along with my friend Tatiana, and we are trying to make spaces more inclusive and more accessible. And one of the ways we are doing that is with these kits here. So these are our sensory kits, which we're trying to get into as many places like dentist's office, hairdressers, libraries, all those kinds of places, as well as for people to have them individually to bring with their child.
Why are these sensory kits so important?
So a lot of times what happens, what leads to a meltdown is a sensory overload. So you're in somewhere, like you're getting your hair cut. There's a lot of stuff around you that can be very distressing. The noises, the touch, all those sort of things. These allow you to give your child fidgets, sunglasses if need be to help them with the bright lights. There's noise canceling headphones, and there's also a communication sheet, because sometimes in the moment a child can be unable to speak if they are distressed. Even a kid that just starts crying, right? And they're just upset. It's like, what's wrong? They can't answer you. So this way you can actually help you to have a conversation with someone who's unable to speak in the moment.
So like these type of things, it's just doing something.
Exactly.
Because they just don't know, they're just moving.
Well, you gotta move your body in some way, and if you can't get up and run around because of the situation, you can put a fidget in your hand and you can then get some of that anxiety out through the fidget.
Why specifically did you choose all this stuff?
We actually tested it with a bunch of kids.
Did you?
We gave them a whole bunch of different stuff, and we wanted to find stuff that was robust, that would last, as well as things that they found calming. Like this was always the favorite for many kids, which is, it's like a little hourglass kind of thing. As the oil moves through, it's very calming to look at it.
What about the sunglasses?
So the bright lights can be very distressing. And if you think about a lot of places that you go into, you've got the big high ceilings and you've got the neon lights.
You said the dentist office. That has to be a
Absolutely.
That has to be a huge one.
Yeah, you put some sunglasses on and all of a sudden you feel yourself calm down. Add some noise canceling headphones, you're in your own world and you can relax.
Where can we get these?
So you can get these right now on the True Inclusion website, and actually the best thing you could do is even just request to your school or your local library that they bring these things in stock so that we can get them to a wider array of people. So even if you don't want to purchase one for yourself, if you put in a request, that would be amazing.
A reminder once again, if you're just tuning in, April is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. Great to have author Sara Furlong with some books and the awareness kit, and we'll hook that up with our website, chh.com/morninglive. Great stuff, Sara.
Thanks, Tim.